Divine and royal greetings, family. Shayola Benta here, Director Benta. That is, I'm so happy to, be in that number. And I say thank you to each and every one of you who have saved for yourself or your families, which thus contributed to the volume within our network. So that's in part why I am doing this short video. So it's a combination of what I have experienced really up until this week, but more so this week, in that becoming or holding that director status feels amazing, right? You would have think that I won like this huge reward, but if I'm being honest, I did. Now, most of you know that I've been here for almost 2 years, and although I made it to Rise and Block Star, getting to director has definitely been a challenge, and it's been a challenge for a couple of reasons. Now that I've done it, I see things that I should have done earlier on to help me get over some hurdles. So one of the things I'll speak to the reward. I opened my back office today and my cut or my participation in the global pool was like, oh, this is passive residual income, right? Yes, I did the work. However, of course, anything anyone does in your network, you get 15% if they're on your front line and on down. But this is a slice of the global pool. And this is in part why we say we help any and everybody who's within GS Partners, whether they are a part of your line or not. Why is that? Their volume is going to go towards the pool. And if everyone's in it, you still, are rewarded, for being a part of the community. So to wrap that all up, the goal should be to make it at minimum director every month. What's that qualification? 3 active partners and $10,000 worth of volume. Now, I didn't start off right away in the month, so it was like a mad dash, to the end. But honestly, that is director is 5 individuals securing a Hermes certificate. Now, that rewards you, right? Because you received a commission on the front end, and then once you make it to director, you receive, a reward or commission on the back end. So reaching director and above is pretty amazing. And when you hit executive, that's pretty much replacing most salaries. So that's definitely, the goal. So here's some of the things that I learned. I've heard, well, I just want to overstand it so that I can share it. And I feel you, right? This is where I also went wrong. It takes up time, and you are blocking someone else from getting the information that they need in that moment because you're not comfortable. And it's really not about you, right? So the same way you came to a call and it was, oh, okay, this is interesting. You ultimately are doing whatever it is that you desire to do, not necessarily what you can do. You may feel that you're doing all that you can do. I dig it because I was there too until I realized, oh, so please do not wait until you feel like you know it before you share it, because you would ultimately be wasting time and for real, money. So the reason why people may not share or be comfortable in sharing because that belief isn't there. Well, how do you get the belief? You got to plug in. It's like your phone, right? Right now, I'm literally about to die. So I got to charge up. I'm not about to die at the phone. And that's the same with us. If you let your battery of belief get down to nilch, you're either going to just fade away or you come in to get the charge. So plug in the huddle, the classes in session, power calls, presentation calls. Now, another thing that I heard this week was, well, there are a lot of calls. I don't even know what to plug people into. Now that tells me that you didn't read your welcome letter, right? So anything that is sent to you, you really need to read it and use it for when you have even one person on your team. So you always want to send people to the 12 o'clock or 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time presentation call. That's every day, Monday through Saturday, 12 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. Now, why would you want to send people there? That's where they can come in to a live situation. You know, they can even ask questions, you know, if the chat isn't turned off, because we no longer have a passcode. So that's www.gorocks.info. So if you are inviting someone to a live presentation, that's the 12 and the 9 o'clock, boom, right? Now, of course, we have all kinds of different calls, people doing something. You plug in where you fit in. And most calls are going to be educational. So if you wanted to tag or invite someone, that's just an add to the baseline, which again is that www.gorocks.info. Those should be the primary meetings that you are sending people to. I probably should be looking up here. A fly got into my room, y'all. So the next thing is making sure that you follow up, you know, with people. So again, I think that we may be complicating this because we feel like, oh, we don't know enough. All you need to know how to do is, once you register for your account, fund your account, acquire a metaverse certificate, make a list of 100 people. Then you would call the people on your list. By this time, you will be guided. Call people on your list. Anyone that is interested, you either send them gorocks.info or you send them the pre-recorded realmoney.info so that they can see a presentation. Now comes the follow-up. What did you like best about what you saw? What did you like best about what you saw? Once they tell you that, that is an invitation for a three-way call. Let me get my sponsor on the line, my upline on the line, my senior partner on the line. And then there is edification. Sally, this is my sponsor, Priya Bhagat, and she has been a part of Wealth Builders Worldwide and GS Partners for a set amount of time. She is serious about building her business. We just want to edify. You want to learn more about your sponsor, and they in turn will edify you. The primary reason for having that call is to remove you from it, right? So the person doesn't see you, they see the opportunity. And that kind of helps with some of that. I want to learn more before I share it. If they know that it's more than just you, you have a better opportunity. But if you're trying to pique interest and close the call and then be their personal guide, you're definitely not following the map, right? And it creates more work, is what I'm learning, right? So you want to do the basics better and keep it super simple or you'll lose people. All right, so now this person has connected with your upline. They're excited. They have decided, well, in that call, there's that goals conversation. We want to know what that person is interested in doing. Are they looking to save or are they looking to build? Because if someone doesn't want to build, you don't want to put them in that environment. You want to make sure that they have everything that they need so that they can acquire assets and save for themselves and their family. If the person wants to build, then we know how to plug them into the system to get what they need to not only grow their business, but it's really about growing yourself. Boom. So now that person has decided that they're going to build. Okay, that person that's saving, we know we just got to make sure that they know how to log into their account, ... But both sets of people still need to get the welcome letter. Now, once someone signs up, you immediately, or I would say within the first hour, you want to send them the welcome letter. We don't want to assume, oh, because I know this person, they can wait, or I have A, B, and C, right? Because then that's slowing up the flow of currency. You should have the welcome letter on your phone and accessible. Ow, it's 222. And when someone registers, even if you're out and about, you can just copy, fill their name in, paste. Can you imagine if you go to register for something, or you go to purchase something, let's just say, and you got nothing? No, that it will raise alarms for you. You don't want to put that kind of doubt, subconsciously straight off the top. And you don't want them to repeat that behavior, because that's not a part of the duplication process, right? So let's go real quick. Where do you find the welcome letter? So I'm going to share screen. You want to make sure that you are sending them to a wealthbuildersworldwide.net or mywbw.net. Yo, this site is super important. This is for your educational development, your personal development. Everything that you would really need to be successful is here. Don't sleep on this site. But the reason why I came here primarily was to show you the tools box. So you have prior training that takes place on Sunday nights at 9. You have power calls, you have the freedom call, you have the live presentation. You should be watching this to make sure that you're in the know, you know what you're sending people, right? And then here's that welcome letter. You have forms, but I'm not going to go through all of these. The focus is this welcome letter, but you need to peruse this site. And I say need, like hard body. You need to go through this site. All right, so here are the steps. This takes some of the pressure, if not all of you. Don't do for one what you can't do for 1,000. You have a team in different countries. Do you think you're going to have time to walk everybody through? No, we just have to assume that people will read and get what they need, right? And if they don't, your door is always open. You want to sign this with your email address and your phone number so that they can always reach out. One of the things that I didn't mention is when you do a 3-way call, your sponsor should say something to the effect of, or the person that's doing a 3-way call, so-and-so is going to give you my number and my sponsor's number. So that person, again, just doesn't see you. They now have contact with your sponsor and your sponsor's sponsor, which is super duper important, right? So the point of this is, please make sure that you're personalizing this. You've saved it to your phone so you can send it out right away. Do not wait unless you just can't. But I would say within the first hour, everybody looks at their phone at least 3 to 5 times within an hour. So you'll see it, especially if you have your notifications on. So make sure that you do this. And real quick, so I can show y'all what I mean, just as it relates to that status. I actually had no, that's not true. I had about $9 in this wallet prior to yesterday, and it, filled up. And then I had maybe about $10 in here, and this is what it was. So, I ain't making no noise for real about showing you all the back office, because this is what you have access to for $33. So you want to make sure that you're in here, click buttons, move around, especially if you don't have any money in here just yet. Click everything, play around, because you can't break it, but it will be great to know where and what things are. So this again was just if you're striving to make rank, if you're striving to get people into your organization, basically, if you're looking to build, stick to the map. We are making this so much more complicated than it needs to be, Shayola. And that's why I'm saying it with such vigor, because I hear and I see what we're doing, and a lot of it is not the map. It's just not. So we want to read this. You want to invite people. It gives you a whole situation, right? You want to invite them to a presentation. It gives you the whole situation. And then you want to do a follow-up. Y'all, please stop making your own thing. I'm here to tell you, I did it and I wasted so much time. I'm just now making it to director, because if I want to be honest with myself, I wasn't really following these steps in this order or even regularly. So just do what the map says. This comes from someone who has been in the industry for 38 years, and he's been free for more than 25. So not to be sarcastic, but a little sarcasm. If you haven't done that, just close your mouth and open your ears, or in this case, your eyes, and just read, right? And then you duplicate. That person that you brought in will now follow this process, because they know they got a welcome letter. They know they did a 3-way call. They know that they made a list of 100 people. They know that there was a launch party or a Zoom party for all the people that were interested. So we have a formula that works. You just have to work it and not circumvent, from the protocol. Brother Eric said it, and I find this to be true. It's like when you get a new job and you get your new office. You got to make the office comfortable for you so that you can flow in it, and we feel that. But don't do that with the map. Don't change that to fit your comfortability. Change or up your skills so that you can do this better. Don't circumvent, and please don't try to do everything on your own. You are only making things more difficult for yourself. And release yourself of having to know everything or some of the things before you share it. What do you need to know straight off the top? I get paid to save my own money and for helping other people to do the same. That's all. That's really all that this is. All of the nuances, you will learn that as you plug in. But if you think that you're going to get all of it, you say, well, I just want to at least get the gist of it. Plug in, read, play around in your back office, but separate that from the people on your 100 list, because you don't know who in that 100 really needs this. And it's just like the Most High is looking down, well, like, dang, you say you want to learn it before you share it, but you're definitely not creating space to learn it when you're also not sharing it. So again, I'm speaking from experience, not only with myself, but just what I see people doing. So, and I see now how it feels to have this reward after the work. And it's just like, oh, 5 people. So here's the law of average, and I'll end with this. Out of every 100 people, 20 will listen. So get past them 80 no's real quick, right? 80 will listen. 80 will pass. 20 will listen. 5 will register, and 2 will run. So if we're looking to at least make director, we know that we have to make at least 100 calls. And then from that, follow the system, right? So with that being said, I hope this was enough to kind of give you an idea of what to do and what not to do to excel. We meet as a Return to Your Royalty Warriors collective every Monday at 7 p.m. So definitely, and we'll also make calls together. We have to be consistent with that. Sometimes if there's not a whole bunch of activity, we may not. And I take responsibility for that because I have been a little bit not fully present. Today is Thursday, right? So Thursdays, of course, we have the 9 o'clock and then we have the 10 o'clock tools training. That's something that you want to be on. That shows you how to use what you have in your back office. So that I say peace, love, and wholeness until the next video, and stay positive. The world is literally in our hands. Peace.